Happy Halloween.
Ooh,
Ooh, spooky.
spooky.
Guess that's the theme this week, right? Happy Halloween.
It
Oh, we should have
seems
dressed
like
up.
it.
I didn't even think about that. This
Oh,
whole
we should. Well, yeah, we should have put costumes on. Hold on,
yeah.
I have a costume. We could go full get. I could put my costume on. We could pause and come back with costumes on, but I won't. I won't. I will save you guys.
Yeah, good. Do you have any Halloween parties you're going to be going to?
No Halloween parties, but Halloween at my house in my neighborhood is insane.
Oh, really?
It is insane. We live in a neighborhood with a bazillion kids, and they come from all over the city to come into for Halloween here. And there will be from my front door to the street, starting at about 5:30 until about 8:30. You can't get to the street. There are so many kids. We actually just finished buying our candy. We kind of make it in multiple trips, and we have 8,000 pieces.
Happy Halloween!
Now they're little, like I'm buying the
Yeah,
500 piece
yeah.
bag. I'm not buying like Hershey, but no, we bought enough to get to 8,000 pieces, and we'll be out by 8 o'clock, handing out like 2 or 3 little pieces per kid. So it's crazy,
Okay.
but it's fun. All the houses are decorated. All the houses have music going, scary music. It's a ton of fun. We enjoy it. I'll go out with my son. He will be dressed up, and I'll walk with him and his friend around until they're tired of walking, and then we'll come back and hand out candy and all that good stuff. And yes, I will be dressed. I actually, you will laugh. It's the advantages of having little kids. Is ever since my daughter was young, I always had a complimentary costume. So whatever she chose to be, then I would be a complimentary. So my son is doing it this year. So this year he is going to be a stormtrooper, and my daughter one year was Princess Leia, and I am a bit of an idiot. And some of you guys know I like sci-fi, I like Star Wars, that kind of stuff. And so when she was Princess Leia, I went out and had a full-blown Jedi robe cosplay costume. Like it's 7 layers of robes and
I think I
pants.
somehow at one point saw a picture of you in this costume or something.
Did you really? I have pictures of it. I'm not sure where you would have seen it.
Maybe you
but
shared
maybe.
it on Discord at some point or something. I don't know.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. So I will be.
It's
full-
like
I've
I'm
already
having
pulled
a
it off.
deja vu with you talking about it right now.
We may post in the next episode after Halloween,
you go.
post about an after pick, but I will be in full Jedi robe regalia on
Yeah.
Tuesday.
My neighbor, although they're not doing it this year, they throw an adult themed Halloween party, and the contest is always who can come up with the most inappropriate costume.
Fair.
And I'm not going
Not
to
hard
talk
these
about them
days.
here. I shouldn't say inappropriate.
Risque.
Not risque, like just un-PC, right?
Okay, fair.
Yeah. So
I suggested to my wife that she be Harley Quinn. It didn't go over very well.
All right, so I'm having a drink tonight. I just got back
it's
from
Friday.
a couple days. Yeah, it's Friday. It's our favorite day.
It's the happiest day. It's the favorite day. I'm so
Yes.
happy.
Yep.
It's Friday.
I was in New York for 2 days and just got back, so I'm enjoying my cocktail, which is I am having a bourbon tonight. But this is a retread, a recycle. This is the Breckenridge that I got.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one. I've got the same bottle. It's a good bottle.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep. So I'm gonna chew on this for a little bit.
I'm in a completely different direction tonight.
So
and again, I promise not to belabor the story like I just did on my Halloween story. Sorry, but winter has arrived in Colorado. As you can tell, I'm quarter zipped up.
Did you get snow today?
We are tomorrow. We are
Okay.
expecting 6 to 9 inches of snow starting tomorrow through Sunday.
Oh.
The high today was 40. The high tomorrow is going to be low 30s, and it's going to warm back up into the 40s next week. But from a golf perspective, it's disappointing because as far out as you look, it's 40, 41, 40,
So you have come to the it's over. The season is over.
Yes, the season is over, and I have a tradition. We've been in Colorado for 22 years, and I have a tradition. Is on the first snow, I always make a good hot spiced cider with a bourbon, kind of a homemade spiced cider bourbon drink. And so I've got toddy with a cinnamon stick in it, a little lemon, a little nutmeg in it, just a good old winter hot toddy for the time of year.
Very nice.
So
my winter drink that I make is eggnog. But it's like it's not like
the eggnog.
I make it, but it's not like it's more like nog because I don't use raw eggs.
Okay.
And it's very like creamy and but
I want to try that.
Yeah. Maybe if
Does it ship? You need to make some. Does it ship? Can you ship me a bottle of it?
I don't think eggnog is gonna ship that well. I'm just saying.
You can overnight it. I mean, it's not good.
I could just see you coming back and saying, "Master, your eggnog is really chunky." The funny thing is about eggnog, mine has cream and milk and stuff in it. It doesn't go bad because of the alcohol prevents the milk from going sour.
There you go.
So you can make eggnog, and I've kept it for months, and people are like, "How old is this?" And I was like, a couple months. And they're like,
The worst part is you leave it out on the counter. You don't have to refrigerate it.
You're right.
Just leave it out at room temp the whole time.
Yes. Yeah.
I got I'll be calling you and saying, "Hey, man, I got botulism or something from drinking your eggnog."
But well, kind of related to which is the golf story is so Mashie and I are officially at this point have plans to get together and go golfing. Now it's a year from now.
It's September.
It's September of 2024. But he's joining me and a bunch of my friends that I usually go on that golf trip with. And we're going to go to Keowee Island and play the ocean course one day and a couple other courses. So it's exciting. It's like we have to start a countdown or something.
We do. I'm looking forward to it. I based on the text message thread that we have going with your friends, I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yes, we're a bunch of deviants. Yes, they do like to gamble.
What's the skill level? I'm guessing it's all ranges.
It's all over. There's a couple guys who are like 3, 4, 5 handicaps.
Yeah, that's some good.
Actually, there's a couple guys. There's 3 guys that are like low, and then there's on the upper end. There's a guy who's like in his 20s, like low 20s. And then you got me. There's a bunch of us that are clustered around like 15, 16, 17, 18. And then you'll be on the upper end of the field as far as handicap goes. You'll be like top half of the group. Yeah,
that's fun. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. They seem like a great group, and so far it's been pretty seamless getting signed up. So now we should plan to get together before.
Yes,
then.
I think. I want to come out. I want to come out to Colorado. So
you need some altitude golf. So there's a bear dance with your name on it that we will go play that.
Yeah, so one of these days I think have to put I got to talk to the wife because I got to figure out like when field hockey is because there's usually a lot of traveling and just come up with a weekend or something and do like a long 4-day weekend or something.
Just go a long 4-day weekend and fly out, stay here, we'll go play some golf. And there are some GS Pro local guys here, CO golfer and Run Putt Run's one state over. He if he wanted to come join us, he could do that too. So we may be able to.
So we should do is come up with a date and see if anyone else wants to.
If anyone wants to come join us out here, exactly, and have some fun.
And I have to this is to be the first time I'm actually like Keowee and then comes to you. It's the first time I'm going to have to be flying with clubs. Do you
really?
I need Yes, I've never flown.
Oh, I fly with clubs all the time.
So do you recommend a hard case or these padded soft cases?
No, I use the big padded. I can send you a link to what it is. I use one of the big padded ones. They're easier than the hard one. But one of our golf buddies, though, he is a hardcore hard case guy. Now,
I've seen online that's like a religious debate.
It is. Now, I will tell you, don't do what he did and lock it with the keys and then check it because TSA will cut those locks off.
Okay.
Not just the lock, they cut the whole lever off. And he got there and his hard case was taped. It was
duct tape back together.
Yeah, it was. They had cut off the actual because it was one of those where the locks were integrated in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And so they sawed through it pretty much.
So they sawed through it and then they couldn't close again, and so they just taped it up with some TSA tape,
right?
Caution tape.
And I was reading they're saying take your driver head off because that's the one club that they say take your driver head off. I don't know. I know
a lot of people do that. I don't ever do that. The case that I have, the soft case, comes with a umbrella cover that goes in so your driver head sits below that. So if you get through that, it doesn't. I mean, you're gonna lose more than just your driver if that happens. I don't. What I do though is I take a towel and I wrap a towel around all the iron heads so the metal doesn't, you know, and then I'll wrap the driver head as well to give it a little extra cushion.
Yeah. Someone said just get iron head covers. I was like, oh God, I don't know if I could do that.
I still say, you know, if you're 72.
Yeah.
I know I just insulted all you iron head cover guys out there, but
that's another religious debate, right?
That is. But I've traveled with my clubs a ton. I travel with them all the time. And matter of fact, we're going to Austin for Thanksgiving, and my daughter and I are both bringing our clubs. And we may only get one round in, but we're bringing our clubs to go do that. And then I will tell you, I have a little Sunday bag as well, a little Sunday travel bag. And sometimes when I go out of town for work, I'll bring a putter, a driver. And that one I do take the driver off and I stick it in my backpack. But a putter, a driver, and like 4 clubs and like some balls, and I'll just stick it in the overhead, kind of the back side of the overhead. So I'm bringing like 6 clubs. That's it. But I'll go out when I'm at work sometimes and go play, and you know, you just I bat around with 6 clubs. So
yeah. All right. Yep. Well, we'll let people know when we're getting together for the first trip. But yeah, Keowee is on the books at this point. So
I'm excited. I think it's gonna be fun.
It's happening. It's happening.
That's our golf story.
Yeah. And then we got lots of new courses. It is it got busy all of a sudden.
It did. Listen, before we jump into the courses, I want to ask a suggestion actually. I've actually had a few people reach out to me over the last few weeks asking us to add a new segment in.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Which I'm not going to add in right now. We're not going to add in right now, but
we're going to do it during this show, aren't we?
No. This is different. You don't even know about this.
Oh.
This is even.
I thought you were talking about the tips and tricks segment.
No.
Oh.
I've gotten a few requests of people wanting to get to know us a little better beyond the B2B stuff.
Yeah.
So, not today, but I think we may add a segment at some point where like we each ask each other like one question. Like just like, you know, if you were stuck on a moon, or if you were stuck on a desert island with list 3 people, you know, who would you eat, kill, and marry or something like that? We'll come up with some stupid question like that, you know, if people get to know us a little better. So I know I'm shocking you with that right now, but like that's another potential segment that I think we need to look into adding in. Some folks are actually very interested to know a little bit more about you and I.
Okay. All right.
I don't think they're particularly interesting. I know I am not, but
yeah, I'm not either.
No.
Okay. So we have The Nest by Pina, which is
her second.
Her second, yes, and this is our lone woman designer that we have so far. We need more. Yeah. So when I look at the demographics for the show, she's the one. She's the one. Everybody else is 50 to 60 years old, white male. And we have Pina who listens. I assume she does. I don't know.
Thank you, Pina, for being here. Please invite your friends.
Yes. And then we got 2 by Tech Bud. So this is Cherokee Town Country Club North and Cherokee Town Country Club South.
Of course.
Both 18 holes. This isn't a situation where it's like 27s mixed together. Those are full courses in the same facility. So, yeah. Cape Kidnappers.
This one's a dangerous course. Like, you got to get through the cops.
Yeah.
They're always looking for the kids.
You know what's really weird when I was playing this is like the parking lot was full of white vans.
With no windows. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah. Help! So Cape Kidnappers.
You heard the screaming too. On the first tee, I could have sworn I heard a little knocking.
Oh, you're getting that confused with the scary courses this week, which was
there was a bunch of those.
Yes. The Halloween theme. But we have Bullridge Links. So this is the course that got yanked when it was. Are we allowed to say it? Totteridge? It was Totteridge, right?
Yeah, it was Totteridge. Yeah, because I think it was yanked for completely bullshit reasons.
Yeah, the guy was just being a jackass. Let's face it.
Yeah, he wanted money. Matter of fact, I actually think he's costing his course money because people aren't playing Totteridge now because he yanked it.
Honestly, when I see this, and like I don't know if I would ever play the course, but now if I see it, I'm gonna tell people and I'm gonna avoid it.
Well, and like it had last week, like it came out of Totteridge, and it was an MPOW last week.
Actually, it wasn't.
Put it on their list to go play. I was going to MPOW.
Oh yes,
we were going to MPOW and got yanked. Right?
It got yanked, and I didn't even see it until this week. Yeah,
that's right. Now, there's two things about Bullridge Links that I am struck by. One, I think it's the only course in GS Pro named after a GS Pro Discord member with bull pride in there.
Well, he's the one that commissioned it, right?
I know, but like I don't see a run putt run links course out there. I don't see a mashy, whatever. So
it's not completely after. I mean, they had to name it something, so they took out the Totter and put in Bull. I think it's brilliant, right? Yeah, it's brilliant.
And the good news is, see, it's Western PA. Eastern Central PA guys, you can't play it. It's only Western PA.
Well, now the problem is someone's going to come into Facebook and say, "Hey, is anyone aware of any Western PA courses?" Yes.
I want a course that's about 90 miles north and 30 miles east of this spot in Western PA.
Yep. Yeah. We have Lake Arlington Golf Course by Left Sticks. And then one of our Halloween courses this week, which is Scary Acres by Run Pud and the Great Bangini.
I love the collaboration of Run and Genie. I think we just need to call them like Run Genie or Pud. Great doesn't work. Great Pud.
Run. How about Running Banjo?
Ooh, running. I mean, we need to merge them together somehow. Yeah. But I love they put out some really good work. I love their collaboration.
Yep. And then we got a treat by Jay Pruitt this week. The Cliffs at Keowee Vineyards, in Salem, South Carolina. Has he done a course outside of South Carolina?
I don't care.
His
courses are so good.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm just curious. I mean, what if he'll start venturing outside of his area there?
I have a hard enough time trying to remember how many each designer did, let alone where they did.
He's got to be getting up there at this point. He's done quite a few.
Yeah.
And then we had 3 more drop, I think, either yesterday or today. But we got Minot Country Club. I think it's Minot. Is that North Dakota? I didn't realize where this is. Minot, North Dakota. North Dakota.
Is it Minot? Is it Minot?
Minot? Minute?
Minois?
Minois. It's French.
I'm using my Minois. I have my croissant at Minois.
I'm going to take another sip of my bourbon. Course of the Dead by Tech Bud. So we got 2 Halloween treats this week. Course of the Dead and Scary Acres. And then we have La Mange North by Simply Mieti.
Yep. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 10 courses?
No, it's 11. So we got
11.
4, and 3.
Yeah. We're in winter. Like it is, like the way the courses they're coming out.
I predicted that. I said, hey, we hit a low spot in July as far as tutorial views go, and I said people are going to start building, and we're starting to see some new designers, especially on Discord. There's a lot of new names starting to pop up now of people I think coming inside.
A ton of new names popping up.
Yep. So,
let's go. Now,
are we going to do the tip now, or are we doing? I forget. Where would we decide we're going to insert that? Are we doing that now or later?
We didn't decide, so we're deciding on the fly.
Yeah.
You want to? I think let's do the tip towards after we do the empath.
We can't forget though.
We just can't forget.
Or Steve's going to be pissed that he has to go in and like edit it in.
Now, just keep in mind, everybody, like 11 courses. There are not 11 MPOWs. There's too many courses to do an MPOW out there. So we played every single course, believe it or not. What I don't know is how we're going to continue to play every course that drops at this rate. And I have my league that I got to play 2 courses two times a week, plus SGT 2 times a week. I don't have enough hours in the day to play everything. It's I didn't think about. We didn't. So
you're playing. You're playing an indoor league this year.
I am.
Is it in GS Pro?
League, yeah. It's in GS Pro. Yeah.
Can you talk them into like maybe playing the courses that are released that week to help you?
That's a good idea.
I was actually thinking about a new winter segment where maybe I take a new award would be not the must play of the week, but the indoor sim golf league play of the week, because I'm going to play in the league the following week or something. You know.
Well, all I know is why they chose Win for our first tournament is beyond me. It's an old course. Like, it looks like everything else.
We never, yeah, what? There was, was that this week? There's someone that didn't end up in our post of the week. There was someone who said something about, yeah, there was a post this week about someone saying we
delete
should
all the old courses.
Yes, delete all the old courses. I was going to post something about Glacier Golf, and I said, yeah, we should get rid of this. It's old.
I didn't put that in the post of the week because it was discussed thoroughly in the channel on Discord. Yes.
Yeah. You guys already catch all the good ones, and you don't leave anything left for us.
I know.
I got to dig deep.
But I love the discussion. And by the way, Pac-Man, I absolutely am vetoing separating out the channel to a post of the week channel. Just leave it all in B2B. I love the interaction there.
Yep. All right, so let's get into the M-Pals then, right? Steve, cue the explosions. Boom.
Halloween scary music, Steve. It's Halloween.
So the first one is the delayed and trademarked Bullridge Links. We know we never did. We need to figure out some way to get people a copyright, a cease and desist icon next to their name still, remember?
Exactly.
So the great Bangini gets the cease and desist icon next to his name from now on.
This is such a great course. It's long. I mean, Mike, it is rare to find a course where two tees are over 7,000 yards. Normally they've got one long tee back there.
And I'll be honest with you, not only that, but rare in Pennsylvania too.
Yeah, exactly. And it's and listen, I mean, the blue at 66 is much more respectable, but like 71 or 72 is rounded up, and 7,000. That's a long course. It was really, really well done. It was my pick last week for an MPOW until it got yanked, and so we couldn't actually MPOW it. But no, I'm excited to talk about this one today.
Yeah. So let's get into it. So, first thing is they did fall colors. So really cool. And he did a great job. And the fall colors here, what's really cool is it's like late fall.
Yeah.
I've seen courses where it's early fall because there's still quite a bit of green left. No, this course, late fall. And he did a good job because the vegetation on the ground looks like it's dried out in like late fall. Bangini, he just has a really good eye for those colors.
He does.
Yeah.
It's the grass colors are so good. The tree, you're right. It feels like a lot of, and you'll see one a little bit actually is more early fall with the much more colorful courses. And to be fair, I was a little skeptical because I was a little concerned that it was going to be kind of muddy colored. You know what I mean? Like the trees are all turning brown and blah. And it isn't. It looks like a late fall course, so he did a great job.
Yeah, and even the default lighting, like in Pennsylvania, this is a late fall day, which is like the overcast, thick skies.
I feel like, I mean, again, part of it's because it's 38 degrees outside and going to snow tomorrow here. But with that cloud cover and with the screenshot, it feels like it's going to snow tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like it's you're out there, it's chilly. Yep. There goes my feature request from last week, the variable weather. I want to click on the late fall, and it's about ready to start snowing on me.
Now, I thought this was curious that their custom flags are just white flags.
I assume that is what it is.
Maybe in real life, but I just thought this is horrible for me because after I get done, and I'm frustrated after 8 or 9 holes, I just want to take that thing out of the ground and wave it and just put me out of my misery, right?
Little surrender flag.
Yeah.
It's so good.
That's what I saw when I saw it. I was like, oh God, that's just going to make me want to quit when I'm just going to pick it up and start waving it. Done.
Oh man,
done.
For those of you that watch Chasing Scratch, it's the B2B version of a Palmero. I'm literally at some point during the course, I'm going to wave the white flag. I'm done.
I'm done.
I'm going to Palmero myself off the course. That's so good.
Yeah. Slope shader. Now this here, it looks really dark. I think maybe it was my screen capture, but I really like the slope shader that he did out there. Now this was, this reminds me, it's so much of Pennsylvania. I don't know if, I do have to say, I'm not a big traveler. I haven't gone a lot of places, but I feel like Pennsylvania is just full of these grass bunkers for some reason. Do you have those in Colorado?
We do, the big
Okay.
indentations on the backside. Now, I find a lot of them are former sand bunkers that they
Yes.
just decided to take out and just
It's like,
grass over.
my understanding is that bunkers are like the most expensive thing to maintain on a course. If they're
Yeah.
going to cut a
Yep.
budget, they stop doing bunkers. Yes, but it's
Right,
funny
and
here.
there's
They
like
got
3
2
grass there.
bunkers, and the other 4 there. They decide no, they're just going to put grass in them. Right.
I was doing some terrain work on the Breckenridge course that I'm working on right now, and I was like, wait, did I miss a bunker? And I went back to the satellite image and looked, like, nope. I'm like, there used to be one there at some point.
Yeah. Grass is really good. It's like the cart path here, the worn cart path is pretty slick.
Yeah, I
really
thought that was
intuitive.
really cool. Like, is that where the cart goes? Like, there's a cart path there on the left. Is that where the cart goes? Like up through that? I guess I don't know.
That's where the wagons go.
Is that where I'm going to say this, and I hope I don't offend anybody. There's a lot of Amish in Pennsylvania, right? And my vision is they've got like horses and wagons and stuff.
There's a big Amish hotspot in Pennsylvania, which is Lancaster.
Is that Central East Pennsylvania?
No.
Or
that is
west?
actually like south central. Like it's between. I'm in central Pennsylvania. It's between me and Philly. But
isn't Pennsylvania like the size of Dallas?
Size-wise?
How big is Pennsylvania? It feels like, given these people wanting all these regional courses inside Pennsylvania, you would think it's the size of like Canada.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't like geographic. Like I think it's. I don't know. Like it's not a huge state by any means. It's just.
Okay.
It's just different. Like there's just so many weird regions within. I think every state.
That's
I'm sure
cool,
Texas.
though.
Yeah, but no, the Amish is not as. There's an area here where there's Amish, and I will say that area is so concentrated with them, you cannot drive through it without seeing a buggy on the road.
But that's not an Amish buggy trail.
I don't think so. No, they drive their buggies on the road.
They do. Okay.
Oh yeah, but in the areas that you see them in Pennsylvania, they drive it on the road so much that the road is actually, you can see where the wheels go and where the horses. Oh yeah, because it's indented and like worn down from that. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's interesting.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Anyway,
sorry if I offended any Amish of our followers. I don't mean to. I'm just.
I don't think they're playing GS Pro in a simulator out in the barn, but that could be my. just my guess. Now they might have to pedal that bike really hard to generate enough electricity to do that, but just saying.
I am just GS Pro curious. That's all I am.
GS Pro curious. I do have lots of Amish stories, maybe for another show. Anyway, okay.
This shot sucks.
Yeah. I thought what I also like about his course, and I don't know if he did this on purpose or got lucky, because lots of times I do get lucky on stuff I do, and I can't figure out how to do it again. From this angle, look at that water. It looks really good, right?
It looks so good. I love the ripples on it and the houses. It looks so good.
But when you fly up in the air and you look down, it's totally blue. So when you have the overhead image look down there, though, you can tell that is water really easily because it's blue. I like that, because the overhead, I wanted to see blue says water.
In the mini map, you mean? Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, in the mini map.
Yeah.
And even like when I looked, I was like kind of playing around trying to figure out what he did here. If I go up in the air at a certain angle, it's the shadows that are actually making that dark.
Yes.
It's right.
Yeah.
So it looks really good. Now, the other thing I did like here is that house, and I'm wondering in real life if that house exists and he had to do that, because it's got these huge retaining walls. I think I put another. No, I didn't put another.
I think you did. Yeah. No, I think you grabbed a screenshot of it. I agree. I mean, listen, and I know Sting is looking at at some point he's going to look at the Aquas Light shader that's in the base pack. He and I played in GS Pro a week or two ago. We were talking about it. I always blue up my water. I feel like it needs a little blue from the default. If you just drop the shader, the default shader on there and don't tweak it, it's too dark. To me, it's too black. It's too oily, and you need the absolutely perfect advanced lighting and reflections to make it look good. Otherwise, it looks oil slicky. We've talked about that a lot over the last, probably 6 months. So I always add blue to my water and it turns out a little bit more like this, which I think it looks fantastic.
Yeah. Yep. So well done on the water there. Oh, and then so this is like flying up. Then it turns really blue, which this isn't what the golfer ever
No
sees.
one's gonna see that. Yeah,
But
even on flyover.
But then in the mini map, it looks. I think I love the way it looks in the mini map, which is, hey, this is clearly water in the mini map.
Yep.
Right. So that's pretty cool. And I'm curious if he was able to do that on purpose, and can he replicate it? Right. Grasses look really good. Yeah.
Sprinkle of flowers in there.
Yeah,
too.
just enough like purple in there, just to break that up a little bit and get rid of the monotonous like gray, like the dark, the late fall color. Just break it up a little bit with those flowers. Yep. Awesome. And then this was a good. I just thought this was a cool looking tee shot. You see that house way in the background, and this is where I zoomed in, but I saw that house, and it just like with the retaining walls, it just stuck out a little bit to me. So I was just wondering, like, if this is a real life thing,
like an auto fence builder. I think, given how much effort he put into that terrain work to make that retaining wall look good, yeah, I bet that's a real world. I bet you see it from the course. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just
interesting. He focuses on those kind of real world details a lot. So I'd put money it's a real house.
Yeah, or like maybe like Bull Pride or somebody had a shot of the course and you could just see it out there. And to me, that wall is so prominent that if you don't have it, someone will be like, you're missing something, right?
And I think Bull Pride's played this course several times. Like this is.
Yeah, I think he said he had a connection to it. Yep.
Yep.
And then also the mini map, the satellite was just like unreal on this. I think between the slope shader, the color of the grasses, the satellite on here, which is like this area, this like it almost looks like a farm field because like the lines on it, it just looks really good.
Yeah.
So I just loved it. I just love the shape of this deep grass area. And you noticed something on these. What, remember we talked about this?
Yeah, the only, and it's not really a complaint, it's more of a question, is there's no hazards.
Yeah.
I would think all of that area off to the right, south into the right of the 311, or that area where you're poking your cursor right there.
Yeah.
Like a lot of that would be hazard once you get out there, but you can spray the.
Like if you hit your ball in the middle there, it should be like gone, right?
Yeah, and I mean it's one of. I think it's one of the eternal debates of sim golf, which is how much in real life, and I'm struggling a little bit with this with the course I'm working right now, which is I know for a fact, because I've been there, if you hit the ball out there, there's not a tree to be found, but you'll never find your ball.
Yeah. This goes back to that feature request we had, which was and
lost ball.
Yeah, could you like a new hazard type, maybe make this a new hazard type, and you can say something like lost ball, and there's a 90% chance you're going to lose the ball. So it goes in there and it just says lost ball, you have to go back, or it says lucky day, you found it.
Well, and I got to tell you, I play in real life. I played, and it's a course that I'm planning on building soon. There's a specific hole that you got to hit over water, but if you happen to slice or push the ball to the right, way to the right, you can actually find your ball over there right of the water, even though it looks like on this mini map, it looks like you're walking in no man's land, right? But you can find it. It's just a low percentage chance, but I actually hit mine over. I sliced the crap out of it. I happened to find it over there, and then I was able to get it, in play. So I'd love to be able to say, hey, there's a % chance that you're going to find your ball here versus all or nothing. It's either an automatic lost ball because it's the hazard, or it's automatically find it and you're just hitting on deep rough.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So well done. Good job.
Well done.
Benji.
Good job, guys. I'm going to give a dual MPOW on that one to Bangini and Bull Pride. Both of you get an MPOW on that.
Is he like the first person who has never designed a course to get an MPOW?
He is. I want Bull Pride. Mike, I want you to change. I'd love to see you change your Discord picture to an MPOW because you deserve it, my friend.
There you go. All right. We go to Cape Kidnappers. So Hawke's Bay, New Zealand. Yeah, help me.
was so bad. I can't. I'm sorry. That's so wrong.
This is a cool course.
Yeah, this was
Now,
cool.
I will say that what sold me on this, and Pab, I'm going to be completely honest with you. The course itself, I'm really glad you did this because this is one of those, you always hear people say, hey, someone should do this course because
Yeah.
this course is really good. And you're like, okay, well, until you play it, you don't know. I don't know if you've played this course or not. I'd love to know if you did because it looks really cool. But this is one like after look, yes, this deserved to be done because it's a cool course.
Yeah.
Giving you an MPAL because it is well done, but we will have a couple critiques at the end of this that I'd like to see you possibly address. Okay.
I had a little bit of a go back really quick. I just would like to note the yardage is again good long course from the tips is 71, so you tip players will love it. And what you will see on the design of this course, especially on the back nine, is really narrow fairways. A lot of risk reward. A lot of if you want to swing the long stick and try to land it up there. If you do it, great. If you don't, you're going to be penalized. So, really, really good course. And I agree, Master. I don't want to say I was on the fence about this being an MPOW. I think is absolutely well deserving MPOW, but there's a few things in here. I've had this before where there's a couple of like the colors. I thought my initial impression was, wow, this is really green. But then I had to go back and relook and be like, well, it's actually New Zealand, so maybe it is really green. Summertime in New Zealand, really green. And so I kind of tried to put myself in the
Yeah,
location.
didn't you watch Lord of the Rings? I mean, how green that everything is there. They filmed that in
Exactly.
New Zealand, so
In New Zealand, exactly. So
Yeah.
I try to put myself in the location of where the
Yes.
course was, and then it all kind of came together.
Yes. All right. So first hole, and you can see, yes, this is green, but you just have to kind of like, yes, this is New Zealand.
Yep.
Not that I've ever been there, but I would expect it to be kind of like this lush, crazy environment. But my first impression was like, wow, really good. Grasses are done really well.
Really well.
Yeah, I like it's just a nice mix of, I think, like a lush green and then like the dry fescue kind of sticking out the top. Like that's like straw fescue. Some good vert painting he did. Would have liked to seen some, custom T markers, but certainly not a requirement for an MPAL by any means. And then
good like rolling hills. Like again, going back to your Lord of the Rings, there are areas where there's big rolling hills, and I felt that here. Yep.
And of course, you got to have sheep from New Zealand. What's like? There's like 5 times as many sheep as there are people, or something.
And they've eaten all the grass so perfectly around the edge. There. It's awesome.
Like it is the world's greenest lawnmower.
Yes, they're so good. I need those sheep in my yard. So,
so nice. That was nice to laugh.
Are the black sheep like? I guess it's just a mix of sheep. There's no male versus female versus. Is there? I don't know if there's I don't know sheep at all, so I don't know if there's a designation of.
Isn't there a saying about black sheep or something? Black sheep fall in the like I don't know. Black sheep was one.
What's
black
the parallel? What's the what is the not parallel? My God, my bourbon is kicking in. What is the plural of sheep?
Sheep.
Sheep. Exactly. It's a sheep.
Herd of sheep, right?
A herd of sheep.
Meese, right?
Moosai.
Some really kind of like so the ocean course, which the ocean was well done as well. And then the bridges, there's some of these huge bridges. And I meant to look up, like, see if I could find any screenshots of this course, because I don't know if I'm driving a golf cart across that. Like, that looks, and then now I think what he's using here is the blender, obviously what you can, but I want to know what that bridge looks like in real life, because that scares the bejesus out of me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know if I really want to drive my golf cart on that.
Did a nice look with, like, he used the blender wet look in the bunkers, so good job there.
But I could tell you, if you go back really quickly, if you I could tell you I see my ball down there though.
Yeah, I could visualize my ball down there a lot too. Yeah, for sure. rock work was really
Great
well
walk
done.
work.
Yeah, and
Really
actually,
good job.
initially, like when I was looking at some other areas of the course, and I looked out in the distance, and I was like, "Oh, that looks like satellite hills," and they looked really good. I didn't include any pictures of those. Then I came to this, and at first I was like, "Oh, is that sat? No," and then I realized it wasn't.
Yep.
Those are rocks, and so he did a
That's a
really good
lot of
job.
planting of rocks. It looks great.
Yeah. Now here, this is like satellite,
Right there.
but these rocks are not. So nice
Yep.
job. And I think that was really important in capturing the essence of this course. So nice job. Nice job. This hole, now he wrote to me earlier in the week and I was traveling, and I finally got to look at this today. He said, "Hey, if you're gonna play through," and he obviously must listen to the show because he said he knows we don't play all the holes. We usually play 9. He said,
Yep.
"Gotta play 8, gotta play 15." And he said, "You need 3 straight shots." And I was like, what does that mean? So when I first came to this, I'm like looking out there and I'm like, well, that doesn't look so bad, right?
Same. I had the same reaction, which is wide open, hit away, swing
Yeah.
away.
And I purposely hid the mini map here so people like you can't tell. Then if you go up in the air a little bit, and I'll put the mini map up now, my God, it's like a freaking landing strip, right? Ocean on the left, inner OB on the right, and that's a long hole. 647 yards. And you got to hit 3 solid shots or else
3
you're in the
straight
shit.
shots.
Yeah, 3
Not solid. 3 straight shots. You cannot go left or right.
Yeah.
Now I question, to be fair, can I bring that up now or you want me to wait till later?
No, bring it up.
I question the use of an inner OB.
Yep, I agree.
Maybe that's the way they do it in New Zealand, but I've questioned both, to be fair. I question whether the left side should be a standard OB and the right side an inner OB. I think from a course playability standpoint, it's probably more of a lateral red hazard. You hit it if it goes over there, you just kind of go up there and drop.
Yeah.
As opposed to OB. But I for sure question the inner OB. I think that was more of a red stake.
Yeah, I agree. Which is actually our tip and trick, or I don't know if it's a tip and trick this week as much as it is a common thing that we see people have problems with, right? We'll get to that. Yeah. But so nice job on this course.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Really fun course to play. Really, there are some deceiving holes. There's some holes you're like that one where it's like it's wide open. I'll swing away, and then you're like, ooh, I need to fly. Here's what I do recommend. I don't do a lot of this. Like fly up and look at the holes on this course because you may find yourself second guessing your tee shot.
There's quite a few holes where it's like a little bit blind. It looks like you got some room out there, and then you really got to use the mini map. This is one of those times where I think simulator, you could come and play this in a simulator and really prepare yourself if you're going to play this in real life.
Agreed. I agree on this one for sure. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Yep.
So here's a couple critiques, and here's what I'm not saying you need to go out and fix these things, okay? But I see a lot of potential in what you're doing in your courses, and these are things I think you could challenge yourself with in your next courses to make them even better. So in this case, you did some vert painting here on the end of the cart path, which is really cool because that's typically an area that's worn out from the golf cart, right? However, from here it looks good, but when I zoom in, you didn't do anything with the grass there. So I would recommend one of two things. One is either use the black channel here for that particular color so that your grass just gets completely removed, because let's face it, if you're going to run over that with a golf cart and it's worn down, there's not going to be any grass there. It's just going to look like dirt. Or just do less dense grass, okay? I think I have a screenshot. No, there was another course. Now, I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. Of another course where they did a good job of that, but I took those shots out to shorten the length of the show.
There's also, so I would recommend you use, like you said, you've already used the black channel to vert paint that texture anyway.
He might not have used the black channel, but he should to get the grass. Yes.
But more than likely, make sure you bake that to mesh, and then it will remove the 3DG. So you might have just forgotten to bake to mesh. You could also use like the blue channel, use the editor to change that. and then go into the blue channel for 3DG and set that up to match that, and then your 3DG will match where you've painted it.
Yep.
And so you'll have dry, burned out grass if you wanted it. So
Yep.
a couple different ways to do it.
Yep. So that's number one. Number two is, man, I'm just not a fan of these trees.
Yeah.
Not a fan. I think these are base track. I forget which tree that, like, these are like some, just not a fan of the tree. They look very, even when you rotate these trees, because the limbs are so straight, they all look exactly the same. Even if you're using VS Pro and VS Pro's like twisting them, they still look the same. So I would look for a different tree. That's
I agree. There are a handful of base pack trees that I'm not a fan of. This is one of them. There's a pine tree as well that doesn't look very good.
Yep. So that was it. So well done though. This is a course I'm loading in. I'm seriously considering doing for the my indoor golf league. Just because it's
congrats on the MPOW.
Congrats. Well done. So then we get to our first Halloween treat here, which is Scary Acres, which is by Run Pud Run and the Great Bangini. So there were two scary courses, the Halloween themed courses, which, like, 2 points I want to make is I love how we're seeing these in the SGT course server. Whereas I think a year ago, or maybe even definitely 2 years ago, these one that got published.
Yep.
So, and I know Run Pud Run likes to make courses like this. He's got a few in his Patreon, so well done. What I really like though also is, so you got Scary Acres and then you have Tech Buds. And even though they're both Halloween themed courses, they're very different, right?
Very different. And yeah, exactly.
I almost feel like, and I know they didn't, I feel like these guys got together and said, hey, Run Pud Run, Great Bangini, you guys are really good at, like, to me, like, I want you guys to make a fun, kids-based, good Halloween course that is, that my 8, 10, that a family can play and have a good time. Tech, I want you to make one that's going to scare the shit out of me and my kids don't want to play.
Holy crap!
Right?
Tech's, agreed. Yeah. Now, let me add real quick. We are going to pare back our screenshots.
Yes.
Of these two courses, because both courses have so much stuff that we want you to find by playing them.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil it.
We're not showing. We're just going to show you a little bit. But they're both very well done.
Yeah, so they're both getting MPALs because of the ingenuity that was involved here. Actually, in Scary Acres, we're going to show something that they did that was like really, I think, just thinking outside the box here. So Scary Acres, so this is why it's family oriented. First of all, I feel like the scare factor in this, it's spooky, not scary.
Scary. I agree. 100%.
Right? Which is good for kids. Okay. And plus it's short. These are all like par threes. Look at the links here, right? You can put your little kid in there, 35, 30, 36, 41, and then the adults can play in the back tees and you can all play together. So cool from that perspective. And also what they did, I'll get to that. Hold on. Mix the thought. So for tee number one, you can see it's kind of like almost scary cartoonish, right?
Right.
But well done. And everything is like super sized. So the trees are super sized. And this is part, like, one of the genius things they did is they billboarded these so close. Like these trees right here, these are just billboards.
They're just billboarded. There is no lot 0 or lot 1 or 2. They're just billboards.
There is.
Well, yeah,
there's like two lot. There's like one lot and billboard.
There's like one there and then
because when you get close to these, they are 3D, but the ones out in the distance are billboards, and it makes them look so spooky, right?
Correct.
Obviously,
this is by the way my son's favorite course right now. He and I played it together, and he loves this course.
When my daughter, she's still she's a freshman in high school, but if her friends come over, they're going to play this weekend. Yeah, totally.
Yep.
So yeah, and we were talking about this earlier. How much fun would it have been for these guys to go into the Unity store or whatever and start shopping for these assets, right?
Yep.
That's pretty cool. That's fun.
Yep. Agreed.
So this one has like a lot of lava in it, which is really cool. They got like mummies just kind of hanging out, just some zombies, houses that like, haunted houses hanging out. So fun stuff. Then they also
put neon around the holes.
Yes, neon around the holes. And Nashi, what size holes?
They're 8-inch holes. Now let me ask you, how? This is where I was like, Bangini was IMing me, and we were talking, and I was like, holy crap! How do you think they got an 8-inch hole in GS Pro?
I was going to say something really important.
I know you were, so I'm going to say it. That's why I asked it that way. I was waiting for your response. Get that man more bourbon.
Oh, gross.
Okay. Not only did they do 8-inch holes, but they did it without having to have any special code on the GS Pro side, right? So how they did this was they raised the meshes up. Okay, so what you're seeing down here, okay, where my mouse is right now, that's the original hole. This is like the original. What's the real
standard 6-inch?
No, it's not 6. It's like 3 or
golf
4,
hole,
like,
whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Hole,
yeah,
whatever.
This is the original hole, and what I did is I F5 and went under the ground, and I'm looking at one of the holes, right? And now down underneath here, this is the original hole that would be in GS Pro, okay, which is the normal size hole. So then they took the mesh, which is up here in my mouse, and they lifted all the meshes, the entire course, maybe a foot, 12 inches. And then I'm assuming it was Bangini, because he's the blender guy, went into and built a funnel, okay?
Yep.
Put a collider on the funnel, sat it, okay, and made that 8 inches wide, and sat it so that when a ball goes in, it goes down the funnel and gets fed into the original hole, so you can hole out.
4.25 inches.
Okay. So
it's brilliant.
Fucking brilliant, right?
It's
unbelievable.
Brilliant. It is insane how brilliant that is.
And I think this plane that you see right here is probably what they're using for maybe some triggers. I don't know.
To be a trigger plane.
Maybe, yeah. So when the ball passes through it, something they could do like sounds and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's tons of sounds on these courses, and we don't want to spoil those surprises either. It's like when you hit greens, you hit fairways. There's tons of stuff happening. So this was really cool. This is like
this is ingenuity at its best. It's just so well done.
Yeah. I want to know. This is what I don't understand. So they were able to do this, right? But that means that they put these on the course.
Yep.
And did they have, I didn't go back and look, did they still have like pins different for every day? Like, did they have Thursday?
I don't know.
Because then in Greenkeeper, they have to line this hole up, because this is assigned in Greenkeeper to something that was done in Unity. They must have to zoom in and move that around to be very precise.
My guess is no, because I think the only way to make this work is they had to have splined the 8-inch hole in Inkscape. Otherwise, the mesh, if you put the funnel, even if you stuck it up through the mesh is gonna, you know what I mean? You have to have a hole in the mesh for the ball to fall through.
Yeah.
On the green. So I think that if they had done that for the 4 different days, there would be holes all over the green. There'd be 3 different sets of holes if they were moving it around. Because you can't change the mesh per day. See what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So I think I'm guessing they've got one set of pins. They just use the same pins for the 4 days.
Yeah. Yeah. But they still have to do the alignment in Greenkeeper like fairly precisely.
Yeah. You really have to get close on Greenkeeper to get those and then line them up on top of each other. Yep.
So cool.
Really good. That's so cool.
Yeah, just some other screenshots. And like everything's super sized, so it just makes you feel kind of tiny and vulnerable while you're playing. And I just thought this was freaking trippy. It's something I would have drew when I was like 9 years old, right? Like something I had nightmares about.
Yep.
So nice job. Good guys. Thank you very much for being creative. I love it.
And our another one, but from a completely different angle, is Course of the Dead.
So then, like the last one, spooky. This one, terrifying. Right.
By the way, I love how this one is in Lower Alabama.
Yeah. So there's another. We're not going to do a ton of screenshots in this one either because we don't want to ruin surprises. It was funny because like Mash and I, before we saw this course, we had been talking about doing, and Mash, I think you had planned on doing this, is a course like with a morning like mist above water.
Yes.
And we're like, oh, that's the look we're going for right there. But he did it in like the spooky way.
Yeah, we wanted to talk about doing like trying to have a course look like it's that morning where you got a little bit of steam coming off the water. It's a cool morning, and then we load up the course, and there it is.
Yeah,
so
there it is. How you did. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah,
you can do it. Exactly.
He had like cauldrons and candles everywhere. Like there's like some type of like seance, and like the dead are being like, called out, just really kind of like scary. Like we were both saying, hey, I want to be playing this in my basement alone.
Well, and by the way, this is a long course. This is it's a long and tough course. Like it's 7,500. Now, that 7,500 is a little inflated. I won't say why. You deal with it. You'll see in your own stuff. I think it's a little inflated. Plays probably closer to 7,000, or 7,300. I was 200 or whatever. But and as we were playing through this, we noted there are some really tight fairways.
Yeah.
There are fairways where you've got to land the ball up high so it rolls down into the middle. If you land it in the middle, it can roll. I mean, this is not an easy course by any even though it's only 2 stars.
It's like, I mean,
a lot harder.
Yeah, it is like, first of all, it is 18 holes instead of 9, right?
Full length
yeah,
holes.
full length course. And yeah, I don't know if I want to put my young kid on here because they're going to get frustrated.
Well, and this is scary.
Yes.
This course is scary. And I will tell you
it's
now,
a little gory. There's some gore.
It's not as hard as Mulligan's pitch and putt.
You're right. But it's scarier than Mulligan's pitch and putt.
But it's scarier than Mulligan's pitch and putt. There are no pirates that I saw.
Yeah. So the fog out there was really cool. And then like a lot of holes, we're only going to include one of them. He did something either with the post-processing on the tee boxes. And so in this case, you get the hole number 2, and it's black and white. And initially, when you and I were playing this, we're like, uh-oh. I was like, I thought my GPU was crashing or something. And then you're like, uh-oh, too. And I was like, wait, yours is black and white, too? And you're like, yep. And I was like, how the hell did he do that? I'm still a little stumped on how he ended up doing this.
Yeah, I'm actually in Unity playing with post-processing to see if that's what he used to do it. And it's amazing.
The thing is, I don't know. I'm still going through my head on this, and you'll see. This is the only one. A lot of the tees have some special effects right off the tee box, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
So remember this. So this must be a game bug. So we're playing, and my ball landed on top of the fence. Now, no,
technically it didn't land on top of the fence.
Yes, and I think I know what happened. So, the ball actually landed on the ground underneath the fence and then ended up on top of the fence.
Correct. Yes.
So I know I think there's some things going on with GS Pro when a ball. It has to be something when the ball lands, if there's a collider above it or something.
Above it,
it must, yes. So it was, but you would think if that was the case, then that would happen in trees and things a lot too. If you go under a tree, you would end up inside the tree.
Yeah, I think also you add to it, you were actually on the green. You were on the green,
right? Yes.
Right underneath this fence, and I think it maybe got itself confused.
Yes.
It was more fun to watch you putt the ball from on top of the fence, though. I gotta tell you, that was awesome.
And it almost went in, which was funny because I'm like, we're looking at this laughing, and I'm like, oh look, we can even see the GS Pro logo on the ball.
Yeah.
So then I putted it off of here, and it almost went in. It was really close. Yeah. So that was just a fun thing that happened. You and I had a hell of a time with this hole. So he put this fence around this entire green. And I don't know how, but you and I hit that fence probably between the both of us 6 times.
Tech, thank you for leaving the collider on the fence. I really appreciate that. Matter of fact, I think this was the hole that I finished with a 12 and you got a 13.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk more about that when we put our scores up here at the end of this, right? And then the big blood moon, literally blood moon, right?
Yeah.
And that was like, you could see that from everywhere.
Is that a skybox that he put up there, or is that a giant prefab he just stuck up in the sky?
You know what it looks like, honestly, is it looks like juniper with a big red dot spot.
Jupiter?
Juniper. Yeah, Jupiter. Is it Jupiter? You know what it is? Because I've got a competitor in my job called Juniper
Networks.
Yes, and that's why
that would be Jupiter.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Red
spot. the red is it what they call it, the red spot?
The great red spot.
Yeah, it's a storm though on the planet.
It's a storm. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's a storm. A storm bigger than our planet.
Yes. Yeah. And there's so much stuff I want to talk about this course, but I don't want to ruin the surprise for everybody.
I know.
I'm thinking of a couple different things right now, but you just got to play it, have some fun with it. This is one you'll see these. They're kind of littered throughout the course, which is a suggestion box. This is one we had to pull in because maybe you just totally missed this, which is stuff like kill the superintendent. This course is really gone to hell. Car pass needs smoothing. This course is a ripoff. It's good.
So good.
Nice. These pins are murder. Good. Thank you.
We're playing, by the way, and we're looking for all this stuff. We're flying around in every single hole looking for all this stuff. And Master goes, "Oh, look, he put your name on the doll."
Yeah. And you were like, what? What? Oh,
what?
Really?
Huh?
That what? Oh my God.
I'm the voodoo doll.
Oh, it was good. It was good. We had a lot of good laughs. Thanks, Tech, for the course.
Yeah, thank you, Tech.
And then our scores.
And then scores on this course.
I had 135.
I'm so glad I ended on a birdie.
We didn't tell anybody. We were mousing through this.
We were moused through it.
Yes, we moused through it.
We played 18 together, mousing through it, and I suck at mouse apparently.
Oh, we both do. It was hard. There were so many times when I was hitting all over the green, then back on the other side, hit the fence, back into the ditch. Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
It was
a lot of fun.
But we were totally distracted because we were running around like looking at stuff too.
I am going to make a bold suggestion here.
Here it comes.
Which is the ingenuity that went into both of these courses. For me, they're more than MPOWs. So we haven't been doing a lot of gauntlet stuff this season. We just haven't been run through. So I actually think these two courses both deserve gauntlets on top of the MPOW. They are so good.
Yeah, I'll agree with that for sure. Both of them.
Congrats.
Yep.
Both of them get gauntlets. They're so good.
Yep. Yeah. Congratulations, guys. Like really just thinking outside the box. And I think it's really great to see courses like this in GS Pro because otherwise they all look the same.
They're all look the same.
Yeah.
And they're all look the same.
And then we get
another
to
MPOW.
Jay Pruitt. Yeah. There's one way. We've had a lot this week. You guys kept us busy.
Yeah, you did.
So this was a Golf Digest ranked among best in the state. Did you know that?
I did know that. It's South Carolina, and there's a lot of golf in South Carolina. To be fair, there is a lot of golf in South Carolina. So this is ranked best in state.
Does South Carolina have the most golf courses of any state? Do you know what state has the most?
I don't know which state has the most. I have a feeling Texas might have the most, just given the sheer size.
Yeah, sure. It's got to be something like per like mile or something. Who has the most area or something? I bet that.
And actually, I may correct myself. I actually think Florida might have the most courses of any place.
Yeah, I feel like when I'm in Florida, I see them everywhere when I'm
everywhere. But South Carolina has so many courses, and more importantly, so many good courses.
Yeah.
And this one, he did a great job on this course.
Yeah, I love me a good Jay Pruitt course.
I do too. All right,
and he brought us some fall colors, right?
And this is early fall. It's not late fall. There's still color on the leaves.
There's still a little green out there.
Matter of fact, between last week and this week, I think we have 4 or 5 fall foliage courses that have come out. So
Yeah.
there's a nice mix of different. We need to figure out. Again, I don't want to put a feature request in here, but like maybe one of the greenskeeper check boxes needs to be season. Is it a fall course?
Yeah, good
Because
point.
there's enough of them now. I want to play a fall course, so put in fall, and
Yeah, that's a good point. We
yeah,
need to add that to our feature list. Right?
I do, yeah, I think so. So I do think we need to add a season, like fall, summer, spring. I don't know if there's a winter course or not, but anyway, great looking course. And I the screenshot from we always like first tee screenshots. By the way, no advanced lighting being used on this, which is fine. You don't have to have it. It's not required for MPOW. This looked good, but this is just gorgeous. The everything from the mountains in the background. I don't know if I know what tree that almost cherry tree is.
So you and I, we played this in the sim earlier in the week.
Yeah.
And we got to this. We were like, oh, what tree is that?
That?
What is that? What is that? It could be, and if you're smart, and none of us are really that smart if you really think about it.
Jay Pruitt is.
Yeah, Jay Pruitt is. All you have to do to change that is you just have to get a different like a different texture. It's like
a different texture for the leaves.
For the leaves, right? So if you find something, you could swap it out pretty easily.
Yeah. I find that I have mixed success with that. Like it sounds easier than it really is for some reason. But I mean, you're a speed tree king, so maybe you make it work. Me, I swap out the texture on the leaves and
if it was a speed tree, I could do it. If it's not, it still should be able to do it, but it wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know, whatever.
Now, there's a lot of nature manufacturer meadow in this course. And I think that's a great pack, by the way. There's a lot of really, really good assets in there. And I'll call out one thing that's interesting. That rock right there on the left. You see that? I've used that rock before or similar to it. The interesting thing about that rock is something I always personally forget. The back side of that rock is open. It's not solid all the way through. But you don't see that from here. You only see the front piece anyway, so it's perfectly fine. He's got it in there. And unless you're going to go to the backside and turn around, you don't see it. So
I know. I would end up hitting that tree that we just talked about, and then I would see it it would go into the rock, through the backside.
You wouldn't hit that tree, my friend, because that tree is on the left. Yes. Your shot's on the right.
Well, I have to aim left because all my shots go right, and occasionally it does go straight, right?
That is very true.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Custom T markers look great. I love what you did work there. Custom flags all matched. I mean, the hat trick. Now, the one thing that I did not see anywhere on this course, I moused through it again as well after we played it. I didn't see custom T signs for each hole.
Oh.
No big deal. I just didn't see them. So,
no biggie.
I thought his rock work was great. And this is one example. It's throughout the course in several different holes. You see these are individual rocks that are placed on the terrain with a really nice texture below it. That's a mix of textures. If you look, there's right by the cart path are leaves, and then closer to the rocks are a rock texture. So he did some vert painting with different textures on the same mesh, which is a really nice touch.
Yeah, when we were playing this, I remember I was hitting a shot, and you went, "Oh my God, you got to see the forest floor here. It looks so real."
Oh, I have a picture.
There it is.
There we are. The leaves look great. It looks like, I mean, I feel like my ball was over there and I'm like crunching through the leaves to find,
Yeah.
Again, I wish there was a slider to say that you're going to lose 10% of your balls in there because you can't find it under the leaves.
It's underneath a freaking leaf, right? Exactly.
What I would do would be underneath the leaf.
Absolutely.
Find it. That one green leaf right there.
Yeah. This is just a good looking hole, right?
It's a good looking hole. His fog is perfect out there. His billboards are just spot on. I could find no fault. It looked great.
Yeah, I have attempted to do fall colors. I really wanted to do it on the course I'm working on, Hershey, and I've never been satisfied with the color. So whenever I see these, I'm like, I'm very appreciative of what they're able to do.
Yep.
And I
agreed.
Good job.
Takes an eye.
Yeah, I can't do it.
It's a vineyard, so
there you go. Gotta have a vineyard.
There you go. You gotta have vineyards. I don't even know where we got the vineyard asset. I love that though.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's really
cool. It is pretty cool. Now I grabbed this one again because this is going to lead us into our tip as well. So This is just a great par 3 and all risk reward hole. It's downhill, and if you go long or left or right, you're dead. If you're straight or short, you're fine. So just a really pretty hole.
Cool
and then
clubhouse.
Coming up 18, cool clubhouse. He does all this great work, and I also really appreciate how he vert painted different colors around the rocks. Because that's what it would look like. Not everything is perfect. I think it's
now if you
like
if you are a new designer listening to this, okay, and I just saw someone post today in Discord saying, "Hey, I need this clubhouse done. Can someone do this?" Dude, bite the bullet and just do the clubhouse. Your first one might not be great, but
do it.
if you do, like, I'm pretty sure Jay Pruitt did this himself. He probably did it in House Builder. You learn, and the next one will be even easier. You just have to bite the bullet and just learn how to do it. So
agreed.
Yeah.
And House Builder is, if I can build a house in House Builder, anybody can. It is. I built the clubhouse for Breckenridge Country Club, or Breckenridge Golf Club, and it's not exact, but it doesn't need to be exact. It just needs to be a close representation.
Yeah. And honestly, I didn't even look up a picture of this clubhouse. This might not even be like all that close, but you know something? It looks pretty darn good.
It looks really darn good.
Agreed. And if you can't figure out how to do something to make it look exactly the same, don't worry about it. Do something else. You don't need to have everything be exactly the same, right?
Yep.
Most people
100%.
won't know other than you.
100%.
So our feature request of the week.
Wait, real quick. Congrats everybody on your MPOWs. Way to go. Beautiful courses. All the courses that came out this week were great, but the ones that we highlighted here were just like the best of the best. And then extra congrats to Bangini and Run Putt Run and Tech Bud for the Halloween courses that are above and beyond. Like they're fantastic. Go play them. We only showed you a fraction of what's in those courses, and don't play tee to green. Fly around and look. There's stuff everywhere.
And Run Putt Run, Bangini, and Tech. Here's what I'd recommend. Next year, I don't think you really need to do a whole new course again. Just make a couple like quick changes to those and repost them.
Good call.
You don't need to do a whole new Halloween theme every year. Just if you just like go in and like, I don't even know if you need to like change much. Just refresh, because then at least they get bubbled up to the top of the list in GS Pro, and we can get away from people saying, "Are there any Halloween courses?" Right?
All the Halloween courses look alike.
or honestly, if you want to do new ones, and because I really enjoyed those, that's fine. But whatever.
Yeah, they're great.
So
great.
Our feature request of the week, kind of like, when my ball was on that fence, okay.
Yep.
And then you and I were playing. I think it was Jay Pruitt's course.
It was Jay Pruitt's course.
You hit a putt, a really long putt, and it was tracking right to the hole, and like we were watching it, and like we thought it was going in, weren't sure if it was going to go in. It didn't go in, and we were like, "Oh, that's a missed opportunity for." When a ball is really close to dropping in the cup, have like a dramatic drop, like zoom in, like the camera comes zoom in to the ball and it shows it right next, and you can maybe the ball's like shaking a little bit, and have a countdown clock of like 10, 9, and you don't know, maybe it goes in, maybe it doesn't in GS Pro, maybe make it 50-50 or something. Maybe like if the ball's within like half an inch or like, I don't know, you can pick whatever.
My ball stopped and half was hanging over the edge of the hole. It wasn't like, there was 2 rolls more to go. It was hanging on the edge of the hole from like 40 feet. And we're like, let's take this to a new level, because I'm an idiot, and let's do that. I'm going to tie this in with the Unicorn balance mat, the balance up the mat.
You have to jump on it.
If I stomp on the mat while I'm walking up, maybe I can get the ball to fall into the hole. I think that would be fun. Like, I think a little bit of, don't get me wrong, I do not want arcadey video game type things. Okay?
Yeah.
But I do think that kind of thing would be cool, which is the ball is literally hanging on the lip and having a little bit of a close-up shot.
It goes back to like the Tiger Woods shot, right?
Yeah.
That he just.
Yeah.
You can even have the GS Pro logo just, on there, like have it teeter and Nope, it didn't go in. You're like, damn it.
So I think that would be it'd be a fun addition. You could take it out. You'd have a checkbox to remove it if you didn't.
Dramatic. You call it dramatic hole drop.
Dramatic hole drop or
ball
dramatic
drops or something.
Yeah.
All right. So that's our feature request of the week.
Only one today.
Only one. So post of the week.
Tip.
Oh, yeah. See, we almost forgot the tip.
That's why I'm reminding you. Tip.
All right. So this segment, we didn't put a new slide. So I think this segment, we're just have to call it just the tip.
Just the tip.
Oh, gross.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. There it is. All right.
Not more, not less.
It's just the tip.
Oh, gross.
Welcome to Just the Tip, everybody.
Just the tip. Yeah. So one of the common issues I think we've seen a lot of times when playing through courses is I don't know if people understand the difference between know as it lies and like what happens when you create your hazard in certain areas of your course and when you should use certain hazard types. Okay.
And this was a big topic last week on Discord as well.
Yes. So in this case, what we're looking at is a course that I'm working on. This right here is a body of water. Okay. Now I know it doesn't look at it, but it is a body. It is water.
I need Bangini to show you how to make water.
I need to work on my coloring. Yes, I need it. It's not done yet. Come on, give me a break. All right. But you can see in this case so this is hazard number 1. Okay. And what I've done with this one is I have the hazard slightly outside the water. Okay.
Yep.
Notice none of these points are in. Now this one actually is a little close. So I'm going to move that one out a little bit.
Yep.
And it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay.
Yep.
But the point is, if I have this, notice I have none of these check marks. Okay. Checked. So this is like a default hazard. That way, because it is you can play it as it lies. When the ball lands inside of this hazard, if it breaks the water plane, GS Pro game side will know that it breaks a water. You have to have a water collider on there, okay? Yep. And that is by default. If you spline it in Inkscape as water and you use that plane, it'll have it by default. However, if you use RAM, you have to add it.
You got to add it.
Okay. If it breaks the water plane and you see a splash in game, GS Pro says, hey, this hit water. And if you have this hazard around it, it's going to automatically say you got a penalty and you have to do a lateral out.
Back on the line.
Yes.
Following all the rules. Correct.
However, if it lands inside this hazard, does not break the water plane, okay, and lands like in this green area, the golfer
or lands and rolls there and stops inside the hazard, but not in the water.
Yes, correct. It will give the golfer an option to play it because you don't have it marked as no as it lies. It'll give them an option to play it as it lies. So if my ball lands right here, I can play it. So that's the proper way to spline and do a water hazard.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything I need to add there, Ashy?
No, just to make sure you can play it and there's no penalty. You're just playing it from inside the hazard.
Exactly.
The mistake that most people, and I've made this mistake as well, is we spline this spline and then we make it no as it lies. And then all of a sudden the ball hits and rolls inside the hazard, but it's not in the water. And now you've got to take a drop and a penalty. And I'm like, I want to hit from there. Ball's not in the water yet. So I think we wanted to make sure that people understood when to use no as it lies and when to not. And for water, you've got a water plane. It will break the plane, and that will then cause the penalty stroke and the drop. So don't use as it lies.
Yeah. Now keep in mind, you still have to mark it as a hazard, because if you don't mark this as a hazard and it breaks the water plane, then nothing happens.
It doesn't know where to drop the ball.
Yes, exactly.
It physically does not know where to drop the ball.
So you do need to mark your water as hazards, but mark them as, you don't have to do anything down here as far as these checks box, and have it slightly outside the water. Don't try to line it up like right on it. Okay, just have it slightly outside. Now, the other option here is, now in this case, it's hard to see in here, but this is going to be like a heavy vegetation area where
deep rough. Yeah, deep rough.
Deep rough, big, thick grasses, and most likely if you hit your ball in there, you're not finding it. So I want to play this one, and let me move this in, as a no as it lies, because if someone hits it, it's not breaking a water plane, right? So GS Pro on the game side isn't going to say, hey, the ball lands. GS Pro saying, oh, here's the ball right here. Didn't break a water plane, so I'm not going to automatically penalize them. However, it says no as it lies, so I'm not going to let them hit a shot from here. I'm going to automatically give them a penalty. The trick here, though, is that make sure that your hazard is inside the area here a little bit. That way, if I do hit it like in this area right here, I can still play because there's a chance I would have found my ball.
Yeah, especially on the edge. You landed in the rough and it rolled right into the edge of that deep rough there, and so you happen to find it on the edge. I mean, that's how most of the time it works.
Yeah. So those are like the two common areas. And like, so if you have like a deep grassy area, I like to mark, and this is up to you, how these are your courses, right? You can make these any way you want. I like to mark those grassy areas where I'm almost guaranteed to lose my ball, but not the whole area. Like maybe like the middle of that area, right?
Yep. Now I am playing with the two other quick things on this tip. I am playing with, and John Meyer was telling me that they've actually gotten some updated code in game. So I've got an area where I've got a hazard that is set with no as it lies. It will 100% be a lost ball. You cannot go hit it over there and find your ball.
Yeah.
And I now have another hazard around it that is an as it lies hazard. I want you to know you're in the hazard, but it's not, you know what I mean? Now, so it's a hazard inside a hazard. So far, testing has gone pretty well on it. In the past, you couldn't do that, but I've yet to decide whether or not it's the right thing to put it into. My luck, they'll put it into game, and it will find something wrong with that.
Yeah.
The other thing to also keep in mind, since we're talking hazards here, is drop zones. And we don't have an example here, but really limit your drop. Sorry, I should say drop zone. Yeah, DZ for sure. Limit your DZs to holes that do not have lateral hazards. What I mean by that is, we played a course recently where it was a peninsula green. So like the course I showed you on Jay Pruitt, where there's water around three sides, but forward and front and on the green was fine, and there was some rough around the green you could land. In that scenario, there was a drop zone set. And so when the ball hit in the rough and rolled in the water, I was not allowed to take the lateral hazard down by the green. I had to go back to the drop zone or re-hit. So I limit your drop zones for truly where there is no lateral hazard options at all. Just be careful on those.
Yeah. So that is that's just the tip.
That's our tip that's just the tip.
Yep.
That was so good.
I can't, that we thought about on the fly, which is
that was immediately right there.
So,
no, we did.
Sometimes we go through pre-show, we come up with the better ideas during the show itself. So
sometimes the bourbon helps.
Yes, the bourbon definitely helps.
Now one of our favorite segments that everybody seems to love.
Yes. Okay. So everyone who has just fast forwarded through the entire show that we just did and come to Post of the Week, welcome to the show.
Welcome to this week's B2B. Here are Posts of the Week. Everything else is irrelevant.
Yes. Well, let's face it. I mean, the show, look, I'm looking at, where are we at here? An hour and 23 minutes right at this point. Like, no one's watching us for that long.
No one's watching. They go straight to this.
We're having more fun than anyone else is. All right. So, all right, here we are. Post of the Week.
All right, let's go.
So my theme this week for Post of the Week is help me help you.
Help me! Is that
these
Meg who is it? Meg Ryan and Tom, not Tom Cruise, Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks, like from one of the rom-com movies of the 80s, like Help Me Help You? Is that where that's, is that like
it could be.
Seattle kind of?
It could be. But this
feels like
I felt like the theme this week, not all of them, but like the main theme this week were like people that had legitimate posts like asking for help, and then people like, I don't know if they're thinking they're helping, but like, no, that doesn't help at all.
So really it's Help Me Help You, aka Let Me Troll You.
Yes. I don't know if these people, honestly, I'm not sure if some of these people are trolling or they're just like, they think they're helping and they're just not. Right?
Nice. All right, let's go. I'm excited.
Let's go. So this guy's like, hey, dude, this is obviously on Amazon. I see this projector. Is anybody using this? The specs look pretty good, right? So,
by the way, is it wrong of me to think that picture, that projector, looks like it weighs about 7,500 pounds? Like, don't hang that from the ceiling; it'll rip your ceiling mount. Freaking huge.
Yeah, but yes, it is. Yes. Well, I mean, we could talk, like, we both have the BenQ 936. That's a huge projector itself too.
I don't. I've got the 700 STI.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the 936 is like huge.
It's a big projector. Yeah.
Most of the 4K projectors are actually pretty big. But anyway,
I was gonna email Robert and see if he could help us, but he stopped.
He doesn't work anymore. We got him fired. Remember?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Robert.
Sorry, Robert. But anyway, we now have just a tip.
Yes. Okay. I need to pour myself a drink here. All right. So this one guy come back and he said, "Hey, I've got this projector. I'll take pics tonight and let you know." Now, the thing is, if taking pictures of like what your projector looks like to me is useless because your camera makes everything like but anyway, that's not the thing I'm like making fun about. So Chris said, "Hey, I'm gonna take some pictures tonight." 4 hours later, there's a picture.
What the hell? By the way, for the record, go back one real quick.
It's not even.
Why when I saw that post, all I think of is he's taking dick pics. Sure, I'll take pics.
It's just a tip.
He's just taking pictures of himself, and then it's not even that good. He then posts a picture of his living room. Like,
it's just like, it's not even like, and like, it's one thing like, okay, picture of like the projector like in use. The projector's not even in this picture.
There's no projector in that picture.
I don't know what he's doing.
Wow.
So let me help you.
Let me help you.
Help me help you. Right.
That one was good. I had not seen that. That was Chris. Almost my hero. Not quite.
There's not even a golf simulator in that picture.
Why is he even in that channel? It's not even like there's no golf sim.
I don't know. Here's my bar, dude.
I do like the green bar though. I feel like I'm in Ireland.
Okay. All right.
Give me a Guinness.
Okay. So here's the next one, right? So this guy is, and you see these posts a lot. Hey, I'm starting an indoor golf league this year.
Yep.
Which 4 2-person teams. Any suggestions? And I'm thinking, okay, is this guy looking for like, oh, do you play Stableford? How many holes per night? Looking for suggestions. And this guy comes back and says, and just create a Discord channel. And he's a top contributor.
Hey, Marty McFly, shut up. That's just dumb. Like,
apparently some people, look, I know we all say, hey, go to Discord, get help, Discord, but Discord cannot solve all of our problems. Okay? It can't.
What an answer.
Right? Come on.
I'm sure Jess appreciated that.
Yes. Sorry, Jess.
Sorry, Jess.
Sorry, Jess.
Yeah, legit question there, and Marty was helping you.
I should probably do. Well, we don't get a lot of people outside designers that listen to the show, but I should probably talk about
I
how
don't know.
I run my league. I don't
Maybe.
know. Maybe I don't know. If you're interested in how I run my league, let me know. If not, don't say anything, and I
No one
won't.
cares.
No one cares. No, I don't want to hear about your stupid league,
I
master.
care about your stupid league.
Yeah, I don't care about your stupid league. All right.
I-
So,
oh, you have more. Okay, good.
yes. So this one is one actually we did, but it was so good that I had to post it. So this is Bull Pride got involved with this one. So this guy
Oh.
bought GS Pro again for the year, but his UID did not update on SGT. Did anyone encounter this problem before?
Wait, I don't know that UIDs update.
Well, especially not if you bought GS. Your GS Pro subscription has nothing to do with your SGT subscription.
Right, but I assume like he didn't even put it into SGT, or does he assume it's going to automatically update and like poof, it's there? Like
this guy doesn't know either, because the conversation that took place, which is, help me help you, which was Bull Pride comes in and wants to help this guy out. And what's really funny is Bull Pride comes in, tries to help, and then I think he just quit. Because your UID on SGT doesn't change. It doesn't. You just renew and
it doesn't.
You take the UID from your name and you put it in your player settings in GS Pro. Straightforward. I tried, can't edit it. And he used a different
card.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's credit card, which has nothing to do with it. And then, Mike, still being patient, you signed up for a new SGT sub, or are you talking about your GS Pro subscription? Or are you talking about your SGT or license key? And this guy doesn't even know.
That's where Mike Mike failed miserably. Mike, you asked 4 questions. Okay. You should have asked 0 and just thrown a flaming bag of horse shit into the thing and said, I'm done with it. Like,
I don't think I never went back to check, but I think that Mike was just like, I'm done.
I'm done.
Done. If you don't even know this, then I can't help you. I can't help you.
I'm out. I'm done. You're a mensch, Mike. More power to you, Bull Pride.
Yeah. Mike,
you and Soupy,
A for effort, dude. A for effort.
I don't know how you and Soupy handle trying to help all of the folks.
I almost got it. There was another one that Soupy had on Discord, which was some guy was just trying to do the updates, and Soupy's like, just use the launcher, and the guy's like, can you remote into my desk and help me? And Soupy was like,
nope.
No.
This is where
you literally just have to click on the launcher and it works. I'm not remoting in to help you with that. He just said no. Nope. And pure Adam Mace standard, he said no.
Nope. One word. Nope.
Nope.
NOPE. Nope.
Nope.
No explanation needed. I have a couple I put in here.
I got one more.
You do?
Which we did discuss, but it's still, I think, so good. I had to put it in here. And it's not to help me help you. It is, does anyone know if GS Pro has the Riverwalk Challenge?
The Riverwalk Challenge. I want to know when Riverwalk Challenge became so popular that now platforms are trying to get it.
So maybe he was in the TrackMan channel and they were talking about, hey, just GS, I heard this Riverwalk Challenge is pretty cool. I wonder if GS Pro has it.
I don't know if you noticed or not, and I got a note from Run. I changed my Discord name to The Mashy.
Yes. What did he say?
He sent me a note and said, I just saw your name and I spit my soda out all over the
His surge? Did he spit his surge out?
He surged out all over the place.
He surged everywhere. He surged all over his tip.
The dust tip.
So I bet this one was in the B2B channel, but
this was good.
It was still pretty good. So
mine are not nearly as good as these, but I thought, and by the way, not every post is that I found was silly. Some are just like, to me, like awe-inspiring. So I'll show you my first one. You ready?
All right, here we go. Hoping a guru can help me. Oh, I did see this one. This is impressive.
I left his name up there because very well done. Like, this is, I want to grow up and be Andrew Stobie someday, because this is, I mean, like, wow. Like,
yeah.
Wow.
I might have just, done my pants a little bit.
This is
Yeah.
This is impressive. Like, I know he's asking
what I think's really impressive, and more so, is that he was able to do this. Someone is able to do this, but they can't figure out the touch screen.
Exactly. And he's got 3 of them. Like, there's 3 touch screens, and none of them. I mean, maybe at some point there's too much tech in there. Like, I look at I was happy to get a 16-foot screen. It's flat, and I'm looking at this going, wow.
Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't even use the touch screen. I would have, like, what I love is my iPad setup. I have my Air keyboard, and I have all the keys matched up. I would just do that in this case, because that is, like, to me, is perfect for a setup like this.
I'd code it with, I'd have tech code it with ChatGPT.
Yes.
To where I just literally walk in the room and say, load up Scary Acres.
Yes, there you go.
And it does it for me. That's how yep.
So that looks like an IXO up there, huh?
It does, yeah. I think it's an XO with, 3 projectors and 3 screens, and
yeah, pretty cool.
It's just really well done. I wish I could do something like that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then my next one is a legal issue. We will be issuing a cease and desist order to this guy. He actually built a replica of the TBC Sawgrass 17 in his backyard. It's an actual backyard green that he built, and there will be a cease and desist letter coming his way. He's got to tear it out and do it now, because you can't copy it.
Well, yeah, okay. But I don't see how this looks like Sawgrass 17.
I don't either. I don't understand the replica. He posted that this is TBC, a rendition. I'm like, I don't see the rendition.
I would love to see some of the comments on here, like people saying, well, how is that an island green?
I was just thinking more like, you use the name TBC Sawgrass number 17. Just is a takedown notice. We should send a GS Pro takedown notice to this guy and be like, sorry, you can't have that. The lawyers will be contacting you. Tear it out.
Tear it out.
Tear it out. Rename it. That's all I had. I just had a couple this week. I couldn't find any good ones.
All right. So, is that it?
We're done. We're only an hour and a half into our show, so we've got to be done.
Yeah, this was a long one. Hour 36. All right.
Yeah, this is a long one, so we'll end quickly.
Okay. Well, have a good weekend. Have a happy Halloween. Get lots of candy. Be safe.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Thank you for watching. See ya.
Take it easy. Just a tip. Bye.
Just a tip.